Good evening, family. Let's talk. Not small talk, not light talk, real talk. See, everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to be a warrior where the crowns stand in the light. But not everybody wants to go through the dark to get there. Not everybody's willing to fight the battle in the mind first. But I'll tell you something that changed my life. Something I wish I knew earlier. Success, greatness, growth, it don't start on the outside. It starts up here, right here, in the mind, the battlefield, the birthplace, the blueprint. Now people say they want a strong mindset, and I hear that. But they want it overnight, like it's a button you press. Like it comes in a bottle you buy off a shelf. It doesn't. A strong mindset is built day by day, moment by moment, decision by decision. It's the little things that most folks ignore that determine how far you're gonna go. Not the big flashy moves, the small consistent ones, and I've got 8 steps. Simple, maybe, but don't confuse simple with easy. That's why I call them Eazy Stepps, because you don't need a PhD to understand them. But you do need fire, you need faith, you need to decide. I remember when I was a young actor, just starting out, I had this little mirror cracked, scratched up, probably from the dollar store. I'd rehearse lines in front of it every day. Not because I was cast in a big film, no, I had nothing, but I was practicing for what I believed was coming. I was talking to my future before it ever showed up. That's step 1, wake up with purpose. Don't wait to feel like it. Don't wait till the opportunity knocks. Sometimes you've got to build the house it's gonna knock on. Some of y'all are sleeping through your calling. Every morning, you gotta wake your spirit up. Shake the dust off your dreams, and once you're up, once you've said, I'm ready, here comes the next part, discipline. Let me be real with you. Motivation, that's cute. It's like cotton candy, sweet, light, and gone in 5 minutes. Discipline, that's steak. That's the meal that sticks. You won't always feel like doing the work, and that's okay, but do it anyway, show up anyway. I didn't always want to run lines, didn't always want to rehearse or hear cut, do it again, but I did it. Because greatness doesn't care how you feel, it cares what you do. Now hear me on this, protect your peace. Some of y'all let anybody walk into your mind with dirty feet. You let gossip in, negativity in, comparison in, and then you wonder why your thoughts feel heavy. You gotta learn to say no without guilt. Learn to sit in silence, clean your inner house. You wouldn't leave your front door open for strangers to rummage through your fridge, so why leave your spirit wide open for chaos? You're building a castle, not a carnival, and let me tell you, this failure is not the enemy. It's the trainer, it's the teacher. The best lessons I ever learned came wrapped in disappointment, when I didn't get the role. When I messed up on stage, when people doubted me, I used to think those were setbacks. Now I know those were setups. If you're falling, fall forward. Let your stumbles shape you, not stop you. Every scar has a story. Don't hide yours, honor it. Some of y'all need to starve your distractions. You feed them like royalty. Feed your focus instead. Watch how your life shifts. All that time you spend scrolling, comparing, clicking, that's time you could spend building. Write the script, read the book, train your mind. Don't water weeds and wonder why your garden won't grow. And the biggest thing that's carried me through every storm, every valley, every tightrope walk over fear is faith. Not just belief in myself, belief in something bigger than myself. Because sometimes your strength runs out, and in those moments you need a power source that doesn't. I've been on my knees. I've cried prayers that didn't have words, just groans. But I got up stronger every single time, because faith don't mean everything's easy. It means you never walk alone. So let me say this to you now, you have the power to develop a strong mindset. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be popular. You need to be willing to get up when it's hard, willing to say no to things that don't serve your purpose, willing to fall and get back up again and again. That's how you build steel in your spirit. And once that mindset is strong, ain't nothing the world can throw at you that'll break you. Because now you don't just go through it, you grow through it. Let's rise. You know, when I look back over my life, I see moments that tried to break me. I see doors that were slammed in my face, auditions where they said I wasn't what they were looking for. Stages where I forgot my lines, days where my bank account was laughing at me louder than the critics. But I also see moments where I stood back up. I see the days I kept going, even with my legs shaking. I see the nights I stared up at the ceiling with no answers, just questions. And somehow, I still got up at 5 a.m. the next day and went to work on my dream. That's not because I had all the answers. It's because I developed a strong mindset. Let me tell you something that most people don't want to hear. If you want a strong mind, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Growth and comfort don't live on the same street. Some of y'all trying to grow in soil that's too soft. You want conditions to be perfect. You want everybody to support you. You want to feel good every day, motivated every minute. That's not how this works. The mind is like a muscle. It only gets stronger under pressure. You've got to train it, stretch it, test it, and sometimes even tear it down so it can rebuild stronger than before. I remember my first lead role on stage. I was nervous, sweating through my suit. The lights were hot, the room was packed, and I had this one moment right before I stepped out where I doubted myself. My knees were weak, not from fear of the crowd, but from fear of failing. But in that moment I heard this voice in my spirit, not loud, not booming, just steady, say, "Do it anyway. That's it. No fancy words, just do it anyway." And I walked out, stumbled through a few lines, but finished strong. That night taught me something I never forgot. Courage isn't about not being afraid, it's about doing it while you're still scared. A strong mindset doesn't remove fear, it leads through it. It doesn't mean you'll never fall, it means you get back up smarter. And listen, I don't care who you are or where you come from. You could be working 2 jobs, raising kids, feeling stuck. You've still got the power to shift your mind. You've still got that fire in you. You might have buried it under years of pain or disappointment, but it's still there. You don't need a perfect life to build a strong mind. You just need a decision. One decision, right here, right now. I've seen people with everything, money, talent, opportunity, still lose because they never trained their mind to endure. And I've seen people with nothing, sleeping on couches, rejected, overlooked, rise to greatness because they refused to quit. I've been both, and if you learn anything from me tonight, learn this. Mindset will take you further than money ever will. But let me be real with you, the world is not going to hand you peace. It's not going to hand you clarity, confidence, or self-worth. You've got to fight for it every day, and that fight starts when you stop blaming the world and start owning your response to it. Some people spend their whole lives waiting for someone to fix them. I say, be the one that builds you. Don't wait for applause. Clap for yourself. Don't wait for permission. Give yourself the green light. You've got to fall in love with the process, not just the dream. The grind, the pain, the early mornings and late nights, the sacrifices no one sees. You think anyone clapped for me at 2 a.m. when I was studying scripts, practicing monologues, pushing past doubt? No. But that's when I was becoming who I needed to be, in the dark, in the quiet. That's where strong minds are forged, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. Every step you take, even the messy ones, are building you. So stop chasing perfection. Perfection is a myth, but progress is real. Progress is earned. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you are winning, even if it doesn't feel like it. And listen, people might not see your vision. They might laugh, doubt, walk away. Let them. You don't need them to believe. You need you. You need to stay locked in on the bigger picture. Speak life over yourself. Speak hope over your future. Say it out loud if you have to. I'm not finished, I'm just getting started. And remember, it's not how you start, it's not even how many times you fall, it's how many times you choose to rise again and again and again. You know, when you step into the real world, nobody hands you the blueprint to success. There's no manual that says, here's how to handle every obstacle. Here's how to avoid every pitfall, and here's how to navigate the messiness of life. The truth is, the only thing that guarantees you're going to succeed is how you think. Your mindset is the difference between seeing an obstacle as an end or as a challenge to overcome. And the thing is, we all face it. We all go through trials, rejection, heartbreak, disappointments. But what separates the ones who make it from the ones who don't isn't the circumstances, it's how they respond to those circumstances. It's what they believe is possible when everything around them seems impossible. I'm not talking about pretending like everything's fine when it's not. I'm talking about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, and continuing to give it your all. I remember when I was just starting out, barely getting by. I didn't have the name, the connections, or the platform. I had to learn how to be my own motivation. And in the beginning, let me tell you, there were many days I didn't have the energy to even get out of bed. The struggles felt too heavy, the noise of the world felt too loud, but I learned something. I learned that the most important voice in your life is the one in your head, the one you listen to when you're all alone. And if that voice is telling you that you can't do it, then you're already defeated before you even start. The power of mindset starts with the way you talk to yourself. You see, we get what we speak. If you wake up every day and say, I can't, then you won't. If you wake up and say, I'm not enough, then that's exactly what you'll believe. It's not magic. It's not some force outside of you. It's the fact that what you think shapes what you do. The belief you carry inside will influence everything you put out into the world. That's why I say, talk to yourself like you would talk to someone you love. Give yourself grace when things don't go right. When you fail, don't beat yourself down. Tell yourself, okay, I messed up. I'll do better next time. And then go do it. That's the difference. When life hits you, don't shrink away. Don't let fear cripple you. Face it, fight it, and move forward. Fail, but fail forward. I think about the times I've walked into rooms where everyone was already someone: producers, actors, writers, directors. All these big names, people who already had everything figured out, and there I was, a nobody with nothing but a dream. But the one thing I had that many of them didn't was an unshakable belief that my time was coming. It wasn't about what I didn't have, it was about what I knew was on the way, and I didn't wait for validation. I didn't wait for permission. I went for it anyway, believing that every step I took was one closer to that vision. You need that same belief in your own life. Every time you face a challenge, don't look at it as something that will defeat you. Look at it as a test. Look at it as your chance to prove to yourself that you're stronger than you think. You're smarter than you realize. You're more capable than you've been giving yourself credit for. Every rejection, every door that's slammed in your face is just a stepping stone. You've got to have the mindset that says, this isn't the end for me. This is just the beginning. And that's not to say it's going to be easy. No, it's going to be hard. The path to greatness is never a straight line. It's full of curves, hills, and obstacles. There are going to be days when you want to quit. There will be days when you'll feel defeated. But that's when you dig deeper. That's when you look in the mirror and remind yourself that the only way out is through, because you are built for this. Life's toughest moments are preparing you for the life you've been praying for. You think the pain is wasted? Nah, that's your growth. That's your strength in the making. Think about it. Every day you get up and do something even when you don't want to. Every time you push through pain and doubt, you're training your mind. You're making it stronger. And the stronger your mind, the easier it is to face life's challenges. The stronger your mind, the more unstoppable you become. I remember looking at the top actors, the ones who seem to have everything handed to them. But here's what I learned: nobody gets to the top without putting in the work. Nobody gets there without facing rejection. Nobody gets there without facing fear. The difference is how they handle it. And I'm telling you, you can handle it too. You just have to believe that you can, and then show the world one step at a time that you can't be stopped. Every time you face doubt, just remember, that's the world trying to get in your head. That's the enemy trying to stop you from doing what you were born to do. But I'm here to tell you, that's not how this story ends. Keep pushing, keep believing, and watch what happens when you refuse to back down. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish when you decide, no matter the circumstance, that you're not quitting. And that right there, that's where your strength comes from. That's where your mindset gets built. The rest will follow. Let me ask you something real. What are you feeding your mind? Because what you feed it, it becomes. You put in doubt, you'll get hesitation. You feed it fear, you'll get paralysis. But if you feed it courage, consistency, belief, you'll get results. You'll get resilience. You'll get a fire that won't quit. I've seen it, I've lived it. When I was broke, when I was overlooked, when no one returned my calls, I still made sure I was feeding my mind with vision, with discipline, with faith. Because even when I didn't have much, I had me. And if I had me, I had a shot. Let me be real with you. It's easy to complain. It's easy to say, this ain't fair, or I'm not lucky like them, or I don't have the time, the money, the support. But you know what's hard, what takes guts, what takes heart, owning your story, saying, yeah, this is where I come from, yeah, this is what I've been through, but this is not where I'm going to stay. That's strength. That's power, that's mindset. The truth is, life's never been about fairness. It's about focus, because the world's going to throw dirt on your dreams. People will underestimate you, discredit you, forget you. But if your mind is strong, you'll learn to plant seeds in that dirt you know. There's something powerful about a person who refuses to quit. I'm not talking about someone who always wins or always gets it right. I'm talking about the one who falls down 7 times and gets up 8. The one who doesn't wait for the perfect opportunity, but creates one with what they've got. That kind of person, the one with grit, with a relentless mindset. That person is unstoppable. And let me tell you something, that person can be you, but it starts with a decision. A daily choice to feed the fire, to strengthen the mind, and to keep showing up, even when it's hard, even when it hurts, even when nobody's clapping for you. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. Most people fail because they stop believing in themselves. The world can take a lot from you. Your job, your peace, your money. But if you let it take your belief, you're done before the game even begins. See, belief is the soil where everything grows. You want to build something that lasts. You start by believing you can, and not just on the good days, especially on the bad ones, especially when the doubts creep in, especially when the dream feels far away. That's when it counts. I've had days when I didn't want to keep going, days when I was exhausted, when rejection felt like a punch to the gut, when I questioned if any of it was even worth it. But I'll tell you what got me through. My vision, that image in my mind of where I wanted to be, the life I was building, the people I wanted to impact, the purpose I knew was buried deep in my bones. That's what pulled me forward. That's what kept me locked in. Because when your vision is clear, distractions fade. When your reason is strong enough, you'll find a way, even when the road disappears beneath your feet. Some of y'all are out here trying to build your dream on shaky ground. Trying to please everybody, trying to avoid pain, trying to skip the struggle. But let me tell you, the struggle is where the gold is. That's where you find out what you're made of. That's where your mindset gets forged. You can't skip that part. You shouldn't want to skip it, because when you come out the other side, you'll be battle-tested. You'll be stronger, and no one will be able to take from you what you've earned with sweat, sacrifice, and consistency. I remember being turned down for roles, not because I couldn't act, but because I didn't fit the mold. And for a while, I thought maybe they were right. Maybe I wasn't good enough, but then I realized I wasn't put on this earth to fit into somebody else's mold. I was here to break it. I was here to show up with my voice, my story, my truth. That realization didn't just change my career, it changed my life. Because I stopped trying to be liked and started working on being effective. I stopped chasing validation and started chasing growth. Let me say this clearly, you are not your failures, you are not your past. You are not the opinions of people who never walked a mile in your shoes. You are the choices you make right now, the discipline you build, the focus you keep, the mindset you develop in the dark when no one's watching. That's who you are, and every day you show up, you're rewriting your story. So don't worry if it's not perfect, just make sure it's yours. There's power in consistency, power in showing up when you don't feel like it. That's what champions do. They don't wait to be in the mood. They train their mind to lead their mood. They understand that motivation comes and goes, but discipline, that's what carries you when the fire gets low. That's what keeps you climbing when your legs are tired. That's what helps you speak light over your life when darkness is all around you. The truth is, people will doubt you. That's a fact. But if you spend your life trying to prove them wrong, you're still letting them control your path. Forget the doubters. Prove yourself right. Not because you need applause, not because you need to be seen, but because you know you were built for more. You know there's something inside you that can't be silenced. And when you make that decision, when you finally lock in and say, no matter what, I'm not giving up, everything begins to shift. Your mind gets sharper, your purpose gets clearer, your energy starts to align with your vision, and the world, it starts to take notice, not because you were lucky, not because you had connections, but because you did the one thing most people won't do. You kept going. Through the doubt, through the pain, through the silence, you kept going, and that's how a strong mindset wins. Every single time. Now I want you to hear me, and I want you to hold this close. Your minds, it is the foundation of everything you will ever build in this life. It's not just about success, it's not just about achieving your goals. It's about who you become in the process. You are not weak, you are not invisible, you are not what the world tried to label you. You are powerful, you are capable, you are becoming. Every single day that you choose to rise instead of retreat, to believe instead of doubt, to move forward instead of stay stuck, that's you developing a strong mindset. And that mindset will carry you where motivation can't. It will take you beyond fear, beyond failure, beyond every limit they tried to place on you. So from this moment on, I challenge you, don't just listen to this and feel inspired. Take it, use it, apply it, speak life over yourself, take the shot, get back up, keep showing up, because if you do, if you stay locked in, focused, and faithful, then there is nothing, and I mean nothing, that can stop the person you are becoming. Your time is now. Your story is not over. Walk like it, think like it, believe like it, and let the world feel the strength of a mindset that refuses to break. That's how you rise. That's how you lead. That's how you win.